In the murder trial of Cory Bigsby.
The Hampton father accused of killing his son Cody and hiding the body. The jury was officially seated this morning. Angelique Arentock and Dan Kennedy will walk us through opening statements and witness testimony. We're going to start off with Dan live outside the courthouse. Dan, where do things stand so far?
Good afternoon to you both. I can tell you that testimony is still going on behind me. Should wrap up in the next 30 minutes or so. Right now, the jury is hearing from a Hampton Police canine officer. So one of his dogs was one of the first to search for Cody back on January 31st, a couple years ago. This morning, the jury was seated. 10 women and 4 men, and they heard the prosecution make their case that Cory Bigsby allegedly killed Cody in the summer of 2021 and waited months to report him missing. Meanwhile, the defense argues there is no evidence of a murder, but the key witness today was Codi Bigsby's mother. Angelique Arentock tells us more.
Codi Bigsby's mother, Dina Abdul-Karim, took the stand. During her testimony, she detailed a rocky aftermath to a 4-year relationship with Cory Bigsby after claiming they reached an agreement to co-parent their 4 children. Prosecutors called Dina Abdul-Karim first to testify. She became emotional while identifying the defendant and her ex, Cory Bigsby, as well as her missing son, Cody, through a photograph. This week, Bigsby is standing trial for charges of murder and concealing Cody's body. In court, Karim spoke about custodial disputes with Bigsby when their relationship didn't work out. Those ultimately led to what she called an agreement on co-parenting. Karim, who moved to D.C., testified she handed off their 4 kids to Bigsby at a halfway point from Hampton in November 2020. From then on, Karim said she didn't have access to her children despite attempts to reach Bigsby. Karim testified Bigsby shared concerns about Cody's behavior around some of his siblings. Karim said an email from Bigsby on April 2021 read in part, quote, "I do not want to severely hurt him to protect my babies. He needs to see a psychiatrist. He needs to come with you." Karim mentioned in court this is the last photo she saw of Cody in June 2021. She said, quote, "He looks sad. He looks frightened." During cross-examination, one of Bigsby's attorneys questioned how a good mother could stay away from her children for so long. Karim said Bigsby didn't give her his Hampton address. Back to you.
Okay, Angelique, thank you for that report. This case is complicated by a number of factors, perhaps the biggest being the fact that Codi Bigsby has never been found. I spoke to Tad DiBiase, a former federal homicide prosecutor in Washington, D.C., about just how complicated that makes the case for both the prosecution and the defense.
Here, without a body, we don't know what the manner of death was or the cause of death was, and that becomes a real challenge. So you have to rely on circumstantial evidence.
And jurors will be weighing circumstantial evidence later this week as they begin to deliberate. I'm told this trial expected certainly to last until Friday, possibly into early next week. Reporting live in Hampton, Dan Kennedy, 13 News Now.
All right, Dan, thank you for that. And stay with us for 13 News Now at 5 for the latest details after the trial is adjourned for the day.